As in culpable. Both sides are culpable. Yes, go on. The tormentor, you sniper. Just keep changing your name every 7 days.
Kule, based on what you just said now, right? You said you're talking about jurisdiction now. Now, when this lady asked Baba in that interview I played, that why this was the second day after Mohbad died, right? Why didn't Baba then tell that lady what actually happened at the police station? Why did he say, "Oh, Akimberi, ọmọ Yekere ni àlè gbé lọ sí morgue"? Why didn't he reply by, "Oh, we went to the police station"? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Why did you even know about the police station when the case got to inquest? So the second day was when he told, that is when I believe he spoke his truth, which is, ọmọ kékeré ni mi lè gbé lọ sí morgue, mi lè gbé lọ sí mortuary.
Exactly.
But instead, after a couple of months, then he went with now Aloba police station. Wọn ò fún wa ní kìnìkan. What changed? Are we going to say you forgot to mention that part to that lady? Or the story was manipulated after?
It was only that day that the truth came out. Any other thing that came out after that day,
do you understand? Because that was when he spoke. If you finish listening to that audio, you hear a lot of things. That's when I believe this person actually spoke his truth. Every other thing is what people were talking about on social space. If you want to analyze Baba, his truth and his wrong, those things are what we should play and use, not what he went to say at the inquest. Because he's listening to, when he went to inquest on Gurexia and Coach online, they've started speaking to him. There is Muyiwa, there is Kudi Foundation, what's that woman's name? The boss man, all of those people, they've joined Baba.
There's already money transaction. A
lot of people. This was if you see the way Baba look in this video, this was the day after they buried Mohbad. If you see the way, I wish I could just play it on video. If you can, I can tell you the link to play yourself. Cool.
No, you can bring it on this thing now. Can you play?
Cool. Let me play it for you. Let me play it for you. 1 second.
Man. Yahoo justice. Yahoo.
Let me start from the beginning. Let me come on camera. 1 second. Okay. Save.
Mo fẹ́ kí àkókò jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé kì í ṣe ìdùnnú mi tó bá mo sáré lọ sí àti pé wọ́n ní mo jẹ́ oníjàgídíjàgan tó jẹ́ ìlú tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo àwọn tí mo gbọ́ yìí ó ń bà mí jẹ́ ìlú tó ṣe wà yìí màá tún máa parọ́ pẹ̀lú ọjọ́ orí mi.
Adé pẹ̀lẹ́ sà, àgùntàn ọmọ yín sà, àní rírẹ̀ mọ́. Ọlọ́run á tù yín nínú. Ọlọ́run á tu ìdílé, Ọlọ́run á tu wọn nínú, Ọlọ́run á tu gbogbo èèyàn nínú. So dádì, àwọn ìbéèrè kan ń lọ lórí social media tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń sọ gan. Ṣùgbọ́n ìbéèrè yẹn pọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n màá mú lẹ́sẹẹsẹ. So dádì, kí lẹ wá rí sí ti kú ti ọmọ yín? Kí lẹ rí sí? Báwo lẹ ṣe sọ pé ó ṣe? Báwo ló ṣe jẹ́?
Bó ṣe jẹ́ ọmọ mi tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ àrólé ilé mi. Ẹni tó fún mi lóúnjẹ, ẹni tó jẹ́ bí ìkejì mi, àwọn tí ẹ tó mọ lẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run, àná mo tún wojú ẹ̀.
So kò sí pé bóyá ẹ suspect ẹnìkankan àbí torí.
Títí ó fi kú mi ò sí nílẹ̀. Wọ́n tó sọ fún mi ni pé wọ́n fún ní abẹ́rẹ́ lẹ́yìn yẹn mi ò gbọ́ nǹkan kan pẹ̀lú ẹ̀.
Okay. So ní ọjọ́ tó kù yẹn, báwo ni conversation yín? Bóyá ẹ bá sọ̀rọ̀ ni àbí wọ́n pè yín ni àbí báwo lẹ́yìn méjì jọ ṣe ní ọjọ́ yẹn? Bóyá ẹ bá sọ̀rọ̀ àbí ẹ jọ ṣe nǹkan kan.
Ní ọjọ́ tó kù mi ò bá sọ̀rọ̀.
Ta ló wá pè yín? Báwo lẹ ṣe mọ̀?
Ìyá ẹ̀ ló pè mí nígbà tó di bí aago mẹ́rin kọjá síbi aago 5 nírọ̀lẹ́ pé kí n lọ bá ọmọ mi kò sọ fún mi pé ó kú èmi tẹ̀ ní pé kó dúró dè mí kájọ máa lọ síbi tó wà ní bọ́sítọ̀ kó kọjá lára mi ṣùgbọ́n náà wá sátẹ̀ ṣòro títí a fi dé ibi tí wọ́n pè wá sí pé ká ti wá bá ọ̀tà tí wọ́n débi ká ti ní ká wá bá bọ́sítọ̀ mi nínú wà wọ́n á tún pè mí pé kí n padà sílé o ààrẹ ìyá mo wá fún wa ní bọ́sítọ̀ mi ọ̀rọ̀ ṣáfà ló lọ pèrè wọ́n á ní ààrẹ ti yá kí n padà sílé èmi tí mo wá láti odidi Ìjẹ̀dẹ̀ ní Ìkòròdú wọ́n á fẹsẹ̀ yìí pé àṣàdé ibi tí ó ń gbé ẹgbẹ́ kan wá pọ̀ níbẹ̀ ní ọ̀sọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní ibi tó ń gbé pàtó rẹ̀ dé ibi tó ń gbé òkú ẹ̀ nípa.
Ó ga o but báwo lẹ ṣe wá ní ọjọ́ yẹn ọmọ ọgbẹ́ dádì question pọ̀ gan àwọn ìbéèrè yẹn pọ̀ gan oríṣiríṣi ló ń sọ lórí social media oríṣiríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ ló ń sọ wọ́n ní tẹ́tú sáré lọ sín gan pé ọmọ tó ṣẹ̀ kú kinní kan kí ló dé tẹ́ fi tètè lọ sí náà.
Oníkálukú ẹni tó kọjú sẹ́yìn kan ẹni ló kọ síbò yẹn àti wípé ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ojú ọmọ yẹn kì í ṣe òkú tí èèyàn gbé sílé tí ìyá àti bàbá ẹ̀ wà láyé ọjọ́ àríbi ibi wọlé ẹni pé àgbàlagbà ni mo lè máa wò pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó gbé ẹ̀yẹ tó gbé sí mọ́ṣúárì o àwọn àgbà ń gbà báyìí o òun ní ẹ náà ọkùnrin ní agbo kúrò wípé wọ́n ò pé àìsí síbi tí a sì sí yẹn.
dádì bí tẹ́ ẹ sísì yẹn ìbéèrè pọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ gan-an ni torí wọ́n ń sọ pé ṣé odindi star ṣó yẹ kó sun irú ibẹ̀ yẹn kí ni ìdí tẹ́ fi gbé lọ sí irú ibẹ̀ yẹn.
ṣe lórí ibẹ̀ yẹn ẹ̀yọ̀kan ṣe yẹn ṣoṣoṣo ni mo mọ̀ mọ́ ilẹ̀ ẹ̀yọ̀kan yẹn ṣoṣoṣo ni mo mọ̀ mọ́ ọ̀pẹ̀ ló pé ilẹ̀ kan náà tí mo mọ̀ mọ́ lóòótọ́ náà mi yọ̀ǹda fún mi pé kí n fi kọ́ church tó láti jọ ní àníyàn pé church ni àwọn akọ́ sílẹ̀ àbúrò ìpẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ tí mo mọ̀ nìyẹn bí tí mo mọ̀ náà ni sílẹ̀ wà ilẹ̀ gbígbó ìgbésí nítorí pé mo wá sílẹ̀ mi.
ó ga ọ ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ dádì ní ọjọ́ yẹn ṣé mo wí pé lórí àwọn comment section tó ń sọ lórí nǹkan tó ń sọ lórí comment section wọ́n ní pé ẹ tún jà sí ilẹ̀ ẹ ń jà sí property báwọn family ti ń jà sí property.
kò sóhun tó jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sóhun ni mo gbọ́ bí tí mo wà yìí wọ́n sọ pé mo lágídí pé kìnní kan pẹ́ ohun tí wọ́n sọ náà ló máa jẹ́ fi kàn sọ díẹ̀ nínú bí wọ́n sọ pé láti ìlú lágídí nígbà tí ọmọ mi ní mọ́tò mo lọ bá ọmọ mọ́tò kò ní ìkọ́kọ́ rà bí èso sílé ayé nì ọmọ tàpátá dìde ní tó yẹ kó ti nílẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn wá sọ fún mi níjọ́ yìí ní dájú mo máa ní 2 acre àti 1 plot síbi kan nínú ìjọ èdè lórí ilẹ̀ alókè ọwọ́ ìyá ìyàwó mi dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì wà. Lẹ́pẹ̀ ìyá ìyàwó ẹ̀ kò lè pé ọ̀dà kò ní nọ́mbà ìyá ìyàwó. Mo bá pe ìyá ìyàwó. Ẹ gbọ́ ọwọ́ yìí ni dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì ilẹ̀ ọmọ mi wà. Ó ní rárá o, ọmọ yìí ò nílẹ̀ o, kò nílẹ̀ sí bí o. Ọmọ yìí ò lè parọ́ fún mi, kì í ṣọmọ alágàbàgebè báyìí. Nígbà tó máa tó bí ọjọ́ kẹrin wọ́n sọ pé ó ní ilẹ̀ èèyàn kan sọ́wọ́ wọn. Iye kọ́kọ́ lọ́mọ mi pé 2 acre àti a plot almost 30 plot. Ẹ lè sọ pé ilẹ̀ èèyàn kan ni. Ẹ máa bá mi kó dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì yòókù wá o. Mọ̀ mi ti sọ báyìí o. Ló bá gbé ọ ló bá dọ̀dọ̀ ọmọ mi. Ẹ bá pè mí síbẹ̀ pé ọ ní mo sọ báyìí. Ń gbọ́ ọmọ mi báwo ni ṣe bí wọ́n sọ fún mi pé fake àti plot dáàdi àmẹ́kì proposal lórí ẹ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ti wá yé mi pé ṣé bá ṣe ń ṣe ni ìyá ń gbé ní ẹlẹ́pẹ̀ èmi wà ní òkè elétù iṣẹ́ kápẹ́ńtà lèmi ń ṣe àwa ń kọ́lé fún yàn ni bọ́ọ̀lù ṣe wá jọ pé ẹ̀yin rẹ̀ gbà ilé ìdájọ́. Mo ti wá rò wọ́n bíi pé irú ẹbí wo rèé ó pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó yẹ kí n pe bàbá ìyàwó gan pé kí n tí mo rí rèé kí ló ń jó àwọn ọmọ yóò fi jó nǹkan ọmọ inú ní 2 acre sọ́wọ́ ìyàwó yín àti ìbrọ̀d ìbàjẹ́ ká ríra gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ tí mo wá fẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín iṣu lọ́kà ká jọ sọ̀rọ̀ bàbá yìí yóò ṣègbè kọ́ mi mọ́nì.
Wait, sniper, please pause. Sniper, please pause. Now, I want to retract what I just said now. Ọmọ tí mo fẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ní iṣu lọ́kà kò ń ṣe ọmọ tá a wá fi introduction fẹ́, you know. So let's carry on.
Before that, I want to establish something. Remember, Baba said that ọjọ́ tó ṣe introduction làwọn meet Baba Mohbad lọ gba Mama Baba Wunmi lọ gba number and they took after. Is he saying now that it was this thing that is narrating now that he called the Wunmi's dad? Was it before the introduction or after introduction? Can you tell from what he's saying here?
After now, he's saying that báwo ni ọmọ tí mo fẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ní iṣu lọ́kà. So which means that has happened already in the past. Ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Torí ẹ̀ lóye lè sọ pé tí mo wá fẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ní iṣu lọ́kà. You understand, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to. So everyone agreed with that. Aristocrat, IT guy, and Richie.
No, let's finish this thing. Then we can have a general.
No, I do agree with that because we need to get off all the wrong narratives of where a marriage never took place. The man has actually corrected everything and actually led us to believe that is the case.
Exactly.
Gbogbo àwọn tó sọ ní olórí burúkú ọjọ́ ogún ọmọ rẹ̀ ló ṣe gbá ẹgbàá mi o mo nílé tèmi tí mò ń gbé o èmi lọ́lọ́run yóò dábí fún mi tí mo wá bá ní ìplọ́t.
So dáàdi kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tẹ wá gbé gan lórí gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn lórí ilẹ̀ àbí kí làwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tẹ gbé.
Ṣebí nígbà tí ẹni tó sọ fún mi kò ní tí mo pe ìbí méjì sí mẹ́ta ó dẹ̀ yí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn lójú mi ìgbésẹ̀ wọn ti fẹ́ gbé. Ó pe bàbá ìyàwó tó jẹ́ bí àná sí mi ó ní òun àgbé kọ́ọ̀lù mi mọ́ nígbà tí mo ṣàlàyé ohun tí mo fẹ́ ìgbésẹ̀ rẹ fẹ́ kí n gbé.
Dáàdi ó tún ní ìbéèrè tó ta kókó tó ń lọ lórí mídíà ṣé mo pọ́ mọ yẹn star ńlá ni gbogbo ìlú dẹ̀ fẹ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ gan. Àwọn afẹ́ béèrè pé kí ni ìdí gangan tẹ fi sí ibẹ̀ yẹn kó má dàbí wọn torí wọn sọ pé bóyá bàbá yẹn ṣe nǹkan ni àbí bóyá ó ní nǹkan kan tó ṣe pamọ́ ni.
wọ́n tẹ̀lé wọn tó ju aṣọ kan sínú ìwé náà lò nípa aṣọ tí wọ́n jù.
So wọ́n ní kí ni ìdí gangan tẹ fi sí síbẹ̀.
Nígbà tó yẹ pé nǹkan kan tí mo mọ̀ nípa ìyẹn tí mo mọ̀ mọ́ tí mo mọ̀ tí mo lè gbé sí náà ni kárí mo mọ̀ pé onílẹ̀ síbò mi àgbè lọ síbẹ̀ but ìwọ̀nba ibi tí mo mọ̀ ó ní náà ló jẹ́ kí n sọ pé kàn gbé lọ síbẹ̀ yìí.
Ó ga ọ odindi star àpàlà wá sí sínú igbó.
Ilẹ̀ tó ní nìyẹn o kò ní búlọ̀kù o tábàkọ̀ tó fún mi mo fi bàyọ̀ búlọ̀kù sílẹ̀ yìí.
So kì í ṣe kó dẹ̀ ní plan kankan.
Plan tó ní wípé kí lè jẹ́ church nígbà tó sọ pé mi nígbà náà láwọn plan pé ìmọ̀ tó máa tó sọ fún mi fún òun nílẹ̀ síbì kan ibi tó lẹ̀ nílẹ̀ sí kò tí ì fi hàn mí àti ilé ìtẹ̀wé náà ibẹ̀ ni mo gbé. Wọ́n ní wọ́n sọ pé bóyá mo ní nǹkan tí mo fi tí ìjọba bá fẹ́ ràn mí lọ́wọ́ lórí nǹkan tó fẹ́ fi wádìí wọ́n fún aláyè kan lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ṣe ìwádìí wọ́n lè bá mi dà bẹ̀rẹ̀ síbẹ̀.
So dáàdì kí lẹ wá rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ títí ọ̀gá ẹ̀ Naira Marley kí lẹ rí sọ̀rọ̀ wọn. bóyá àgbà tó wà láyé bóyá ó bá yín sàn kankan
ọ̀gá ò bá mi
àbí
sọ̀rọ̀.
kankan àbúrò fún ara ẹ̀.
Ọ̀gá ò bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ọ̀gá ò bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ọmọ mi ló máa ń pè mí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ náírà. Ní àkọ́kọ́ nígbà DNA tí wọ́n ní wọn mu, wọ́n ní bọ́mọ yẹn ṣe pariwo. Olùkọ́ ọ̀gá ìlú ló ń bẹ̀ pé wọ́n tó jọ wà bí wọ́n ṣe jọ wà. Mo bẹ̀ wọ́n pé kí wọ́n máa ṣe bí ẹ̀gbọ́n àti àbúrò. Ìyẹn ni ohun tí mo wá ríra mi nígbà tí kejì. Ìgbà tí kejì, mo kàn gbéra ní ìjọ yẹn ni pé jẹ́ kí n dọ́dọ̀ ọmọ mi. Mo dẹ̀ débẹ̀ mo gbàdúrà fún un. Ó dẹ̀ ní dádì àwọn àtẹnìkan sọ̀rọ̀ lórí fóònù. Fóònù fẹ́ dé ọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀gá mi ó dá lérí. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ tẹ̀ ní kó má lọ ọjọ́ yẹn. Ó ti bọ́lẹ̀, ó ti lọ. Àwọn mẹ́rin ló lọ. Ẹnìkan ló sáré padà wálé láàárín bíi 30 ìṣẹ́jú. Bí dádì náà ti ń nà ọmọ yín. Wọ́n lè mọ̀. Kí lọmọ mi ṣe? Kò sí mọ́tò tí mo lè gbé lọ. Mo ṣàǹfẹsẹ̀ ní bí stíìtì méjì ni. Ìgbà tí wọ́n fi dẹ́nu géètì stíìtì náírà. Wọ́n wá pàdé ọmọ mi jáde ká padà sílé pé wọ́n ti nà ń tán. Wá rí àpá oríṣiríṣi lára ọmọ mi. Ẹ bá wo bí wọ́n ṣe pósì báyìí. Èmi ni mo wọ wáìtì yìí tí mo dáwọ́ lé ọmọ báyìí. So mo wá rí gbogbo oríṣiríṣi àpá lára ẹ̀. Wọ́n nà án. Bàtọ́ gàdé máa sọ bíi pé èèyàn ń ṣẹ̀fẹ̀, bíi pé èèyàn ń ṣeré tàbí high and they come and apologize as usual. Ilé èèyàn wò rí. So gbogbo àwọn tí mo rí pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ ó bà mí nínú jẹ́. Sí náà kò jáwọ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ yìí. Ọmọ tún lọ síbi tí wọ́n ti ń ṣò wọ́n ṣù fíìmù wọn àti Smantan. Wọ́n ní ẹnìkan tún wá ló wá náà ń kó wá ṣàlàyé fún mi pé ìjọ kan wà òun lọ kọrin bí kan òun bọ̀ ọ̀gá òun bẹ̀. Mo dẹ́gun stage òun dẹ̀ kọrin. Pàtó òun kọrin tán bó ṣe gun stage báyà ọ̀gá òun jáde. Kò pé ìṣẹ́jú 5 àwọn kan dé wọ́n fi jà pẹ́ẹ́ta pẹ̀lú ọbẹ̀ sí jà. Wọ́n jáde wọ́n ìfọ̀ ọ̀gá òun ló rán àwọn èso òun. Wọ́n ní kò sí gbogbo tó bá ti ṣeré báyìí àwọn abẹ́ sí náà ni. Nígbà tí sinmi táwọn pè mí nígbà tí wọ́n pè mí wà ní jẹ́ ìṣe nǹkan báyìí o. Wọ́n ní ṣé má ṣe o má ba orúkọ òun jẹ́ o lóun nǹkan ló wà láyé ni òun kò sí díẹ̀ ní ìjọ́sí òun náà ló tún pariwo wọ́n tún nà bí iṣẹ́ kí òun tún pariwo kẹta kí láyé wọn fẹ́ sọ. Wọ́n á rí sí sọ̀rọ̀ wọn lẹ́yìn náà orúkọ òun jẹ́ kí n padà sílé. So ó pẹ̀lú tí mo fi jí mi tí mi ò fi.
Kunle, did you just mention posting of DNA? Or am I hearing wrong?
Yeah, that, I didn't get it. Please, maybe we'll rewind a little. Let's rewind a little.
Okay, let's start from here.
Wá rí àpá oríṣiríṣi lára ọmọ mi. Ẹ bá wo bí wọ́n ṣe pósì báyìí. Èmi ni mo wọ wáìtì yìí tí mo dáwọ́ lé ọmọ báyìí. So mo wá rí gbogbo oríṣiríṣi àpá lára ẹ̀. Wọ́n nà án. Bàtọ́ gàdé máa sọ bíi pé èèyàn ń ṣẹ̀fẹ̀, bíi pé èèyàn ń ṣeré tàbí high and they come and apologize as usual. Ilé èèyàn wò rí. So gbogbo àwọn tí mo rí pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ ó bà mí nínú jẹ́. Sí náà kò jáwọ́ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ yìí. Ọmọ tún lọ síbi tí wọ́n ti ń ṣò wọ́n ṣù fíìmù wọn àti Smantan. Wọ́n ní ẹnìkan tún wá ló wá náà ń kó wá ṣàlàyé fún mi pé ìjọ kan wà òun lọ kọrin bí kan òun bọ̀ ọ̀gá òun bẹ̀. Mo dẹ́gun stage òun dẹ̀ kọrin. Pàtó òun kọrin tán bó ṣe gun stage báyà ọ̀gá òun jáde. Kò pé ìṣẹ́jú 5 àwọn kan dé wọ́n fi jà pẹ́ẹ́ta pẹ̀lú ọbẹ̀ sí jà. Wọ́n jáde wọ́n ìfọ̀ ọ̀gá òun ló rán àwọn èso òun. Wọ́n ní kò sí gbogbo tó bá ti ṣeré báyìí àwọn abẹ́ sí náà ni. Nígbà tí sinmi táwọn pè mí nígbà tí wọ́n pè mí wà ní jẹ́ ìṣe nǹkan báyìí o. Wọ́n ní ṣé má ṣe o má ba orúkọ òun jẹ́ o lóun nǹkan ló wà láyé ni òun kò sí díẹ̀ ní ìjọ́sí òun náà ló tún pariwo wọ́n tún nà bí iṣẹ́ kí òun tún pariwo kẹta kí láyé wọn fẹ́ sọ. wọ́n á rí sí sọ̀rọ̀ náà pé kí n má burúkú mi jẹ́ kí n padà sílé. So ó pẹ̀lú tí mo fi dínú tí mi ò fi wá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
So dáàdì ní báyìí sìn kí lẹ fẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé ṣe báyìí?
Gbogbo wọn lè jẹ́
Nàìjíríà báyìí.
mo tó wà wípé wọ́n lè ṣe oríṣi tí mo fi sí ọmọ yẹn táì torí mo ti ṣàlàyé fún wọn yìí pé tó pé gbogbo ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ kò ṣe tí a lè gbé sílé kí gbogbo àgbáyé kan ràn mí lọ́wọ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ pé ọ̀ bí mo ṣe wà ní títọ́ ọ̀run ó tún tó fi kú gan-an mi ò kó transfer 500,000 mi bẹ̀ẹ̀ ayọ̀ mi ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi ní ìkejì mi ní torí wọ́n bá pe orúkọ ẹ̀ mọ́ mi kò sí ní ìdúró mi máa yàtọ̀ wọ́n ti pé bàbá ìlú dé iyì tó ń fún mi ó tẹ́ mi.
So it's finished, Kunle.
Wow. So that's a bit lengthy, but it's actually, there are a lot of details in that, and I think we need to probably take them one after the other. But before then, I need to just do a little translation for those who probably don't understand Yoruba. That the video that was just played was, I think the second or third day that Mohbad died, and somebody interviewed Baba, and they were asking him questions, particularly the reason why he was hurriedly buried. So one of his there were two excuses. First was like Ojo Tabari Binibin Wole, Then two was he's not an elderly person that can be, deposited in the morgue. And that was why they have to just, do the burial as soon as possible. And also, he also made mention of, getting some certain red flags from the wife, and of which he tried to also call his in-law, which is the father of the wife. And he also reported to the man like, since there's a relationship between them, that this is the girl that they came to marry, like they came to get from your, like they came to marry. So he doesn't think that there will be something happening and he will not be able to, probably communicate with him. And, there was also questions about the lands or properties that he left. And he clarified that they were not fighting for any property. You understand? As the lady alleged, he said rather, when Mohbad died and he called the family to, ask them that, okay, where are the land documents where, Mohbad, like the properties is got. But they denied that there was no property. But later on, they said, okay, there was a plot of land also. And then, they were like, trying to sort that out. So I think finally, in conclusion, he begged Nigerians to support him. Do you understand? He begged Nigerians to help him. That even when Mohbad was alive, he has never even transferred up to 500,000 naira to his account. So he was begging for the public support. So that is that about the video. But there's something that we need to actually take out from that, which is particularly about this burial. That's the most important thing for us here. Okay, now, there has been several times where it was said that, okay, the reason why they took the body to Ikorodu is to go and deposit it at the morgue. That was what has been, said several times. Even Baba said himself too that, okay, they were taking the body to the morgue. But meanwhile, we have already analyzed that the reason why that body is taken to Ikorodu is just for burial, simple. And we also even said that the reason why there was need to get a death certificate or death report is just for the safety of the ambulance, of which we kind of, presume that it was the driver that requested that, okay, this body we are taking, where is the death report or death certificate? So that if he stop, if they stop him on the road, he can easily present that, okay, we are going from this to that, see the certificate here. So he himself has actually clarified that in this video now. That the reason why he was not deposited in the morgue is because he's too young, according to him. So this clarifies that there was any intention at all to maybe deposit in the morgue. There was no intention of such, which means that there was not even a kind of inquest for justice. There was no that there was no interest like getting justice. And this what also corroborates this is when he was rounding up this interview, where he was begging for support, which was basically financial. There was nothing like people should please come out and come and help him to get justice for the deceased. So I think this actually clears the air, and this should actually, there's no two reason why we're doing this analysis. It's just for the blind to see and for the deaf to hear. Do you understand? And for the dumb to also speak. Do you understand? So that we can pursue this justice the right way. We can look at the right place and go through, not relying on certain persons or certain individuals that even at the beginning, they were not interested in anything that has to do with justice. So, well, that's the summary of the whole thing. I don't know.
Thank you very much, Kunle.
Well, thank you.
How are you doing? Happy Sunday to everybody, wherever you are situated. Even if you are in the moon or in Pluto, I hope it's a Sunday where you are. Now,
Happy Sunday,
this is
bro.
what I just want to say. I want to quote a section of the Bible because today is Sunday, and I'm a Christian. And I love to base things on the tenets of what I grew up with. Proverbs 14:34 says, righteousness exalts a nation, but sin reproaches the people. Whatever you do, if you base it on falsehood, manipulation, concealment of facts, you will not get the good answer. If we look at that proverb very well, it says sin reproaches the people. What it then means is that if you fail to do what is right, sin, you are committing a sin. And sin is a backwardness. And the Bible also told us we cannot be in sin and be asking for the grace of God. Let me put this background, and that will be the premises of my submission. I believe that this interview was the first interview of the father of the disease, Aloba, known as Mohbad. And I see it as the truest, 90% true. The 10% that is not true, I will say it. 90% true of the position of the family, the position of the father, and the position of everybody around this guy. That means to say, from what this man have said, they never thought of any hanky-panky to his death. 1. 2, they made decision to bury the young man because they believe Okuofoni is a pathetic death, and they believe he's very, very young. And according to his word, a man that still have mother and father alive is a sad death. Yes, it is. However, there is a clause to that. Anybody that is a Yoruba person, if a young man has given birth to a child, it is no more as sad as if he doesn't have a child. It means you must bury him in a way that his son or children will come and tomorrow look for where their father was buried. But if he doesn't have any offspring, you bury him like that quickly, just the way you bury a child, a baby that dies, if a baby dies. Now, I then begin to tell myself, why would you say Okuofoni when he has given birth to a child? And according to African tradition, a male child. They should have buried him in a more dignified way, knowing that he has a son. Number one. Number two, I then tell myself, I'm looking, it is what is available that we are talking on. We are talking on what the evidences they've given us. Now, let's go back to what the man said. Their intention was to go and bury him. So if they had chance of burying him that night, they would have buried him. If not that, someone requested for some document in order to cover them. An ambulance will request for such because from island to mainland and Ikorodu is a far place. Ijede, what if they encounter police? Ikorodu is a place that is characterized by ritual and some other thing going on there. So police there are at alert. If they see an ambulance, they could have question, which means they are going to the police station. Was never, I repeat, as I've always said since the beginning of this thing, was never to report the death of this young man. It was in the same tradition of if people of the Islamic faith die, they will go to police station and ask for police report. Police will ask some questions. And when they answer those questions, they will give them because they do not report any form of suspect to the person's death. They will uphold their faith, understanding that Nigeria has two legal pillars, the English law and the Sharia law. Now, police will say, what happened, this happened, okay, we want to bury him now, they will give you. However, they will consider the jurisdiction of death. And I think that was what happened with the police. Whether we like it or not, that was what happened with police. Now, if some people could say, oh, the system failed. The system did not fail. Of every system, there is always a tradition, a norm that they always give a wafer to. When it comes to Nigeria and people with Islamic faith, there is always a waiver, especially when the people concerned, the father, the wife, or the children says, we do not feel there is any form of crime to this person's death, but we want to bury the person now. They will oblige them. They will ask question, where is the house? And they will oblige that. They could go there, ask some, they will oblige them because that is what they want. The disease is gone. Now, but police of a different jurisdiction will not give you a police report for another jurisdiction because the population, death population must be well accounted for. You are within a local government. You are within a jurisdiction. When they want to count it, because you will take that police report to go and get the death certificate, and you will only get the death certificate the area the person died. You cannot say someone died in Lagos and you want to take the person to Ilorin and go and get death certificate in Ilorin. Ilorin will not give you because the person did not die in Ilorin, died in Lagos. Where in Lagos? Which local government? Which ward? Because it's all about population. Now, these things are coming clearer. Don't also forget that the testimony of the nurse did expose that even before Baba Mohbad came, they themselves, the lawyer to Mohbad, DJ Bami, the nurse and her cousin, who is also a legal person, went to police station to report the matter. And they did not report it as a crime. They told the police station, we want police report so that we can take our dead and go and bury. And the police told them, okay, you are the lawyer to the disease. You are the friend to the disease and not identify yourself. They will have asked some questions. And that is what I always like to ask people when they always say, oh, the system is this. Has anyone gone to ask the police, not the people that are giving us many versions of stories. Ask the police that what question and what question did you ask them? Because if the question the police asked them are satisfactory to the police, they have a set of questions they will always go to. They are satisfactory to them. They will oblige them if it is within their jurisdiction, according to the principle. But they will not, even if they are satisfied. If it is not, it will be wrong. And I believe that was what happened. Because it happens everywhere in Nigeria, not only in Lagos. This is a norm. Now, something have shown clearly here also, that Baba did recognize Wunmi as his daughter-in-law. He did recognize it. It means he is laying claim that they've married her according to the custom. If according to the custom, why then denying that Wunmi was not properly married to them after this? Another thing Baba also made to see here, he did not, just as what happened thereafter, that he was called by his daughter that the son was dead. He told us it was the mother that called him. And he was like, he was in oblivious of whatever happened. The way he said it, it was when he got to Ireland that he knew what really transpired. If that was the case, then where did Baba, as at this day when he was talking, where did he get the story of duvet with blood? If the family never thought it wise that his death was suspicious, then we begin to ask ourselves, what is a system? A system is a set of procedure. If you put this in, this will come out. But if you send wrong thing in, you get wrong answer. Garbage in, garbage out. Every system is like that. If people that are bereaved, such as this young man's family, went to police to report something else, how on earth do we expect police to come out with a different output? How would you have helped them when your report was not to say, do investigation? Because I believe if they reported that we suspected something, it does not matter the jurisdiction again. According to the law of police, act of police, they will investigate. The investigation starts instantly. But they were told that he didn't die due to that. He died due to, he was sick, he died. Okay, no problem. Do you want to bury him? Yeah, we want to bury him. What do we need? We only need police report so that we can go and bury him or take him to the morgue. What do we expect police to do? Even in Arab nation, Nigeria is regarded as one of the top religious nations in Africa. Hence, things that happen in Nigeria is always tied to religion. Our politics, what we eat, what we do, our economy is all tied to religion, whether we like it or not. And religion, they say, is the opium of the people. If you have a nation that is guided with such, do you think the authorities or the system will not acknowledge that? Especially when it is coming from members of the family. So to an extent, as much as we have blamed police for not acting, for not doing proper investigation, or not doing the forensic, because for me that is the biggest blame on them, not doing the, or they've done the forensic. But I know police will never come to the public to give us details of their investigation. They won't do that. They will only give us something. But all we are asking the police is to do better. Now, the change of report or witnesses from the family, aside from what Baba Mohbad said on his first interview, further confuse the public and enhance Ajegudu Jera fraudsters to continue to explore this loophole to extort the public, especially the gullible ones. However, ignorance of fact is not an excuse. Ignorance of extant laws the laws that have been existing, that are created, is not an excuse for you to violate the law. It's never an excuse. If you find yourself in a situation, look for people that will guide you and follow the law. But it has been a norm in Nigeria. Everybody does what they want to do, and they believe that it is right until the Lord comes into it and you are told what you are used to do is actually unlawful. It is not lawful, it is unlawful. That is when argument starts. But it's a pity we find ourselves where we are today. And it's a pity. It's a real pity. Now, the other part of it is, even Baba did acknowledge that while Mohbad was alive, the matter of his property, 2 acres, other properties, because the first thing he said is the only land he knew to his son while he was alive was the land they buried him. Which means himself had come to terms, like the son, that other property that they might have had argument about was a done deal. He doesn't lay claim to it while he was alive. Whether it was swindle of it, whether it wasn't swindle of it, but it seems Mohbad himself have told his father, Baba, Egbagbe. And even the first utterance of the father was to say, the only landed property I know to my son is that land, and that is why I want to bury him there. So where is it now that the guy died that they now want to fight the battle of property? Why the guy was alive, he never fought any battle of property. Why do they now want to fight on property? That is another question. That is another big question. But by and large, all of us can see. And thank you very much, the sniper, for playing I've never listened to this. But thank you very much for playing this. I rest for now. Thank you.
Kunle, you're not there. With all this horror, you just went quiet. With where you supposed to clap. Anyway, yeah, aristocrat. This thing I've always Adi with me spoke to some Baba team behind that. There is one video, there's one interview that Baba did, and what he's saying now is not what he said. Do you understand? But it's not something I bring to the public, but I've always had it with me somewhere, just like, okay, all right. I just want to stand in the middle. When I need to say something about Baba, I will say it. When I need to say about Wumi, I will say it. Like I said, I'm not for anyone. I would always stand in the middle. And if I have anything that Wumi has said, I would analyze it. I will talk about it. That being said, now, if this thing comes to the public properly and we talk about and we loudly, how do you think the critical thinkers will address this? What excuse would they give to this? Is this something they had seen themselves and they chose to turn their fears? How do you think they're going to address this? Aristocrat, if you're still there.
Sniper Moyemi. Bàbá sọ abẹ̀bẹ̀ rókè ní gbàgbà. Ìbòrò máa fi múlẹ̀.
Ibi gbangba.
Ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ náà ló máa fi múlẹ̀.
Pẹlẹbẹ ni ibi pẹlẹbẹ.
Ẹni bá ń purọ́, ẹni ń purọ́, ojú apànìyàn lọ, onírọ́. Dédé critical critical onírọ́ ráwọn wà. Tá máa fi wọn lẹ́yìn kan máa ṣe ranù. Kọ́ máa ṣe ranù bẹ́ẹ̀ rọ aṣẹ́ wò.
Gbogbo dédé náà.
Ẹnu òpùrọ́ kìí ṣẹ̀jẹ̀.
I would like to see, because I know there would have been people recording now, and I would like to see how they would address this.
You see, let me tell you something. If we need to know people that are fat, number one, I don't know any critical thinker because they are faceless group. As far as I'm concerned, they are faceless. We only hear rumor. If you ask them, are you
aristocrat? Then guess what? You know York now. You know York, aristocrat. No. You know York. You know Olaide. No.
Let me finish. Listen, I don't know any critical thinker. I don't. Because I have never seen any of them or anyone I've never heard. I've not so much be on the platform like that. I only come and go. I've never seen them coming together as a group and say, we are the critical thinker. If they are, Toba Naya, Koja, they cover fire, I'm challenging them. How many people? All the names we've been naming, they are simply assumption because until, for me, you come out and say, I am a member of the critical thinker. This is our leader. These are our members. And we see you. That is when I know they exist. It's the same way you talk about concerned citizens. They are public. They are faceless, but they have voices. They have many faces. And if truly this set of people are really fighting for what is right, they ought to be coming out as a group. If they are a pressure group, I want to see them act as such. That is when I'll recognize them. But until then, I don't recognize them because I am of habit. And I am of habit of recognizing what is lawful. What is lawful? If you come to me and say, my name is aristocrat, grand aristocrat. In this world, that is what I want to be recognized. And when people call you that name, you respond. That is legal for me. I can hold you to it. But if you now join and say, I am part of a grand aristocrat family, and each time you want to talk, you always talk through people, then you are not any grand aristocrat family. You are a bloody coward. Because if you are part of them, you should come out and act as a pressure group. Don't act as individual. If there are critical thinkers, the way it is spelled, it is more than one people. It is not in singular, it's in plural. I expect to know that they have a spokesperson. I expect they have a leader. I expect they have a structure. And let's see them working. Just like they might not be registered as an NGO, but they talk as one. And if they have an alter ego, let the alter ego be speaking with them. But today, how many of them are talking? And even when the so-called people you are talking about talk, what are they talking about? They are talking to ditch people. They are talking to bring out fracas. They are talking to always malign or say they are disclaiming. What are you disclaiming? Come with the facts. Because if critical thinkers are that what they seem to be doing lately to own Baba, to say we are behind him, they should act as such. I want to see them. Until I see them, I'll begin to recognize them. But all the names you name, you have mentioned, I know those names. I recognize those names as their names, not as critical thinker. You understand what I'm trying to say? Not as critical thinker. I don't know them as critical thinker. I know York Daddy as York Daddy. I've never spoken with Barrister, whatever lie you are talking about. I don't know. So I don't know that one. If you name other name, I would say I know them in person. Maybe we've interacted before. Aside those, nothing else. So if I want to refer to them, if I want to refer to York Daddy that you mentioned, I know York Daddy as York Daddy. I know him as one of the people speaking injustice for Mohbad, seeking justice for Mohbad, that owns a platform that people come to discuss. That is what I know. But knowing me as a critical thinker, no. That does not exist. I hope I've answered your question.
My question no dey finish o. Make I ask another question. Now, these people, like, this journey of justice for Mohbad, we met with, spoken to a lot of people, and you can go into their brain, the way they think and the way they reason, right? So these people called critical thinkers now, let's assume that we believe that these people are just protecting something they shouldn't protect. In the nearest future, do you think you want to have anything to do with these people, knowing what they stand for now and how you see this case? Do you think they are deliberately doing what they are doing, or they are just being ignorant, or how do you see them? And would you want to associate yourself with them in future?
All right. Talking from how I've just spoken now, I don't think the critical thinker you are talking about, if anything goes south, I don't see them as people that will own up to their mistake. because in the first place they are faceless. They can't come out to own. Look at people when we had the action group in those days of Awolowo. Awolowo came out with his people and said, we are action group. When we had Nadeko, we know Nadeko chieftains. People are following them, but we know Nadeko chieftains. We know Pa Adesoya. We know Pa Enaoro. We know all these people. I might get one. So when the, what do you call it? The military government wanted to deal with people that are Nadeko, they know who to go and catch. Because those people came out, they know where they have meeting. These people are not owning up. So how do you think tomorrow they want to claim something, they can actually come and say they are the one, when they are not bold to come out as a group, show us who their leader is, show us who their executives are, to say they are actually critical thinker? Do you think they can come tomorrow and critical anything? I beg you, don't chase. All of them will fall that way. They will go disappear the way Jesus' disciple disappeared when he was arrested.
But if the real justice is served, aristocrat, but if the real justice, the justice they want, let me use that, the justice they want, right? If they get that justice, then you think they will come out and say, yes, we are the critical thinkers?
I think they will. Of course they will. Who will not want to come and own something that they claim or they've been preaching for? They will come out and say they did it now. You understand? But if they didn't get what they want, they will run away like Jesus' disciples ran out of Jerusalem now when Jesus was arrested. And even if they catch one of them, they will say, no, just like Peter. Hey, I don't know him. You are mistaken. That is what they will tell you. We've seen this
another question, aristocrat. Could we benefit of that? Could we be wrong and they are right? What if there is something they know that we don't know and they believe they are following the right step and we are the wrong ones?
Now, there is something I will say. If there are anybody, me, I've told you I don't know critical thinker. I don't know why you want me to continue to acknowledge them. I can't acknowledge them. So your question, rephrase it. Rephrase your question. I don't know any critical thinker. It's just a name that is flying.
Okay, let me remove critical. Okay, let me not use critical thinker. Let me go the Lego team, the Baba's Lego team now. Let's put it that way.
You can say Abaleka team or Ekpe Afenifere. I know those
Okay,
ones.
yeah, okay. All right, now we can fault out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stuff that we thought they should have done, but they didn't do it. Now there are a group of people, who are the TikTokers. I believe they relate to Sanshit, right? But then there are things that we've seen that the Sanshit is not doing, right? But these people...
Wait, who is Sanshit? Who is Sanshit?
The barrister, the way Paparano called the son.
No, you are not Paparano. Don't go and do what
he said if I call him Sanshit, they will send me letter. So which one should I call him now?
No. Nobody can send you letter.
Don't say they are sons. They are sons.
Okay, they are sons.
You can
All right,
say they are
okay.
legal person.
Okay, let me use their legal person.
Nobody can send you letter. You are not maligning name in any way. You are only referring. Does the man say he's not the lawyer to Baba? He is now.
Okay. Okay, let me rephrase my question. So there are things that we've seen, that we've spotted that these people are not doing, right? So we on one side, like we aligned that there is a lot going on there. Now there is another side, I don't want to use the critical thinker, there's another side that they don't want to agree with what we've seen. Now I'm looking at it like, okay, maybe we are wrong. They know some things that we don't know. Could they be the ones that are actually smart and we are the dumb ones? Because if we can spot all of these lapses here and they are not seeing it, and they believe they are still working on the right.
Mr. Tormentor, why are you tormenting us this afternoon? Why are you tormenting us this afternoon? Because if break the silence can use his own letter heading to engage with the police, use the same letter heading to send a plea, a letter, an open letter to Basharun Jagaban, right? Aristocrat is just right about the fact that if you have a legal service taking place and you have the legal team, we'll probably want to recognize a lawyer or a son and a named person. GoFundMe, you set it up. None of these people, as we know them, would have been allowed to use their alias to set up GoFundMe. So all the trustees were named as in their said name, their name that they were given at birth. So until we stop using pseudonyms, labels, tags to engage and then believe that we have something of impact or importance, until these said people can come out and reveal their names, that we can then go, like chairman, for instance, we know his full name. I'm sure people know Crunchy Queen's full name, as well as Supreme. And those are the people that we can trust to believe that if they can put their names to anything, then they are sure that they don't want to come and deceive the public. And yes, if they've done something wrong, they will then apologize. And we know who we're dealing with. It's not chairman we're dealing with. It's not Supreme Iron Lady we're dealing with. It's not Crunch Queen we're dealing with. We're dealing with their names at birth. Whether it's Ngozi, whether it's this or whatever the case may be. So if you have a bunch of people that are dispersed all over the place, we then have a situation. I have a garden. I went to the garden center. They gave me a mixture of all this manure and whatever the case may be. I brought it out. I paid for it. I kind of surfaced the entire soil with it. Few weeks later, all my plants died. So if I then go back to the garden center, which of the manure am I going to now blame when they now tell me we concocted 6 together and we called it critical thinker? Who is critical thinker then at that point? No sort of like movement motives. There is no manifestation of any form of, what can I put it? Mission statement. Absolutely nothing. We have to stop dropping these labels and then bring 2 people together and then just call them small yam. Small yam is going to do a very big deal. And in that small yam, inside it, there is yourself, there's aristocrat, there's Richie, there's the IT guy. Who are these people? Are they ghosts? Are they people? What mandates has anyone given them, or what mandate have they put together to drop for us to believe that they have something of substance to offer us? How do we engage with the critical thinker? Are we engaging with biobillions? Are we engaging with barrister, whatever the case may be, or Pok York? So we need to drop this critical thinkers situation and let Joseph Aloba be Joseph Aloba, and let Joseph Aloba then tell us who his advocacies are. And if he says he's got a legal team, let him. We know the names of the prominent ones that have actually signed a contract with Joseph Aloba. Otherwise, the questions are credible questions, and then like Yorubas will say, "Ibitatin shiri Latin moto." You know, where we're joking, beer parlor and all that kind of stuff. If it goes wrong, Pok York can say, no, nothing to do with me. Biobillions can say, I wasn't there. This one will say, it was done on the green app. I wasn't one of them. But collectively, we want to engage and believe this group of a bunch of rascals have got something tangible to bring to the cause of justice. That's my take on that particular matter. So carry on, the tormentor. Stop tormenting us, please. Thank you. Are we still alive? Are we still active? Where's Richie? Where's Tormentor? Good afternoon. Susie for Justice. Which name is Susie using now? Because people keep changing their names. But I know about Susie for Justice. Good afternoon, My lady, it's good to be on the same panel as you this afternoon.
Yes,
I'm about to choke, but otherwise, welcome.
Thank you.
Maybe you just want to use the opportunity to speak then.
Yes, I
I'll
will.
mute my mic.
Aristo left, and I listened to him. You see, I don't even know. You see, when we talk about this
Momento,
critical,
warn your step. Stop bringing me down.
you see, critical, idiotic human beings, they are all critical only. Critical barawos. I don't even know what name to call them. They group themselves, they know exactly what they were doing. Like the sniper asked, do they know something that we don't know? Yes, of course. They know something that we don't know. And that's why they're doing what they are doing. You see, right from the day go, based on the video of Baba Mohbad that was played this morning, you can tell right from the day go, the person in question that we are all been fighting for the past 2 years now, getting to 2 years now, the family in question, they don't give a rat about him. They don't care about him. They don't know his worth. And that's the reason why the beginning of whole thing started the way he started. These two family, they were concerned on the little things that Mohbad left behind. They never knew that Mohbad was this important to the society, But at the end of the day, still, they don't care. So, to me, there's no way we can talk about Mohbad's case and don't have the government drag into this case. You see, there's one thing to say that the family say they have accepted their fate. And there's another thing for the government to say no. Based on the cry out of the government, based on the cry out of the citizen across the world, not only Nigerians, across the world, the death of Mohbad is suspicious. So, we are going to down the family who says that they have accepted the fate that Mohbad's death is natural. You understand? Government can go overboard and say, no, this is not good for the image of our country. This is not good for the image of our system. You understand? They can damn the system, the family, and said, okay, let's go overboard, go against the family's will, and do the right thing, for the country. You understand? Because the level that people stood up for Mohbad's justice is more than the family. It's more than the government to okay, we are going to work with the family. So, what am I trying to say? Right from day one, based on the way the government assumed Mohbad, you can tell these people is never serious. Not because of the family, not because of the way the family have accepted, oh, God give it and God take it. No, the government itself, the Lagos state government and the current regime of Nigeria Police Force, right from the beginning, the writing is boldly written on the wall that they are not planning to get justice for Mohbad. So, are we going to say Aristo? Are we going to say, oh, we shouldn't blame government? Or is the way the parent or the way the family present the case to the government, that's why the government have treated the case that way? No. The government is there to fight crime. If the family happen to be the one that have the hands in the death of Mohbad, Are they going to go free because they present the case to the government the way they present it? No. Then the question, why? If the government is not ready to go further to investigate the death of Mohbad, why do they exhume Mohbad? If they want to go according to what the family has present to them and they don't want to move further to investigate what killed Mohbad, why do they exhume Mohbad? I'm going to stop at there. Let somebody else pick up from me. That's my question to the government. And come what may, in 10 years, in 5 years, in 3 years to come, I am going to ask the Nigerian government, okay? I am going to ask the Lagos state government, whoever that is going to be in charge, these questions we are going to keep on asking. Not Baba Mohbad, not Wumi. We'll ask the government this question and let them ask the family of Mohbad what happened to Mohbad. Because this is government case. They exhume Mohbad to find the cause of the death, what killed him. But in this aspect, government has failed us, the citizen of Nigeria. So I'm going to leave at that. I'm going to stop at that. Somebody can pick it up from me. Government is the biggest enemy for me in Mohbad case. Not the critical morons, critical idiotic human beings, critical unconquerabilities fools, 419, criticals hungers. I don't even know what to call them. Let me leave it. Thank you, guys.
Nice one. Critical slave, critical sinkers and stinkers. But the question you raised is a credible one. Some of the things I've actually said earlier, and that is that if the government heeds to public plea and they exhume the body, you would have actually expected the best thing to do instantly would have been autopsy and toxicology, which God knows, how many months that actually took, over a year, for them to lie to us about where it went, where it did not go, and what have you. These guys, these maggots, we need to stop talking about them. They haven't got anything useful to offer. These guys are still living in 18 months ago, 19 months ago, 12 months ago, simply because their narrative is still the same, or narratives are still the same. When they bring it up, they are unapologetic. They want to go on platform. They cannot even put their thoughts together because they are still living in 18, 19 months ago. People have sat with this Joseph Aloba. They've misled him. They've emptied the coffers. Their school fees has been paid. Rent is being paid. They've lapio on it. They've done threesome on it. They've done Abuja on it. I mean, if they could do London on it, they would have done US and London on it. I mean, these are useless people. People who don't actually have any dream, don't have any hope in life. And suddenly they stumbled over a situation where they can collect coins. They are collecting coins on social media. They haven't kind of aligned themselves for greatness in life. They don't have any dreams. They don't have any format they can put in place that can manifest goodness for them in their lives, other than to sit and latch on the death of a 26-year-old man whose life was taken suspiciously. And you just sit there, and if you had actually advised Joseph Aloba then, and when Joseph Aloba and his comrade Muyiwa came out and gave us the supposed exhibit of how they spend the money, and we can see things are erased all over it. You want to account. You are erasing T-Pexin. We're seeing green, we're seeing red, we're seeing yellow. These people are bipolar. We don't know which day is green, which day is yellow, which one is red. We don't know whether it's Pomo that they bought here. We don't know whether it's another Tensum. We don't even know, allegedly, that they've kind of processed so many pregnancy termination. Drinking Gulda, drinking Guinness, Aloba, and all that kind of stuff in Abuja. Doing nonsense in the name of the son of you, Joseph Aloba. And you allow these children, these kids, this smelly ass, stinking breath, up to no good rascals to mislead you from the inception. The ones around you, Darosha was pushing you left, right, and center. CTC has it all. All sort of allegation against you. Wumi, who is your daughter-in-law, I have no shred of respect for you. No, anyone would have actually thought maybe you toasted her and you want to take her to Rioke to go and give her some backslide. Maybe when she no agree, disrespect then came into it. We would have actually thought that to be the case. I wouldn't say that is the case. I mean, this is nonsense. The man can't speak for himself. We listened to his audio. We saw the video. It was the first interview he gave. At that time, he wasn't looking for justice, but he looked confused. He looked really confused. And then right now, he's not looking for justice. Why should he look for justice? Because the justice that the public wants, he's going to get him locked up. And it's got the critical stinkers and sinkers that have spent all the entire money in GoFundMe with him, running helter-skelter right now. Because if you do a thorough forensics of the incoming and outgoing, especially outgoing of money from GoFundMe, you will have Pokyok's account in it. You will have Barrister Laide's account in it. You will have Muiwa's account in it. You will have various accounts in Nigeria in it. And that's the reason why they shaded everything. We requested, show us the dashboard. You will be able to see clearly, on these dates, this money, small or big, went out to XYZ. And these critical stinkers that now realize that the account in which they received the money is in their own said name. When they gave them 7 days and they gave them names and their surname is on the account. They can't erase that. You can't go into GoFundMe and go and erase that. GoFundMe will give it to the authorities in America. FBI and CIA, whichever one that is responsible, will come after your asses. So critical stinkers, we don't know how many you guys are, but we know the prominent ones are Pokyok, Bayo Bastard, Bayo tí ò fi fẹ́ rí ilé ayé ẹ̀ kò fi ṣe nǹkan tó dá nílé ayé ẹ̀, Bayo tí ò fẹ́ káwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ kú tó lọ ń gba owó ní ikú gbígbóná tó pa ọmọ ẹlòmíì. And the host of the rest of barristers that are making coffee, calling themselves bloody barristers. These are like non-starters. These are no hopers. These are people that are in the West, the ones that are in Nigeria, that are lost in life. They lost a very long time ago because even their lineage, if you go into the history of their lives, they have picked up the curse. Oh, the curses, the generational curses. Every single one of them have picked up these curses. And that's the reason why they can't sort of like be congruous in putting themselves together. These idiots cannot actually go on a platform. Everybody open their camera and actually say something sensible. Otherwise, they are now coming to platforms now. It seems as if you are coming to plea. We don't know you. We've never really engaged with you. You've, retracted yourself from the whole common sense process. And you've gone to build a group of maggots, a group of vermins, a group of leeches, a group of parasites.
and then you want to give yourself a label. Critical thinkers, sinkers, they are sinking. No brain, nothing sensible to present to anybody. And when BioBillion comes to speak, we're not sure whether his medication is expired, whether he needs to drink some vodka or some VSOP brandy to inject him and wake him up. We don't even know the guy. We don't know whether he's just waking up or he needs some sleep. If he sleeps, he wakes up, he's not talking any sense. And it's just drenching us in his spit, his saliva. Everywhere talking shit, talking crap. I rest my mic, Daddy. Or people, you don't sue me. I'm fed up of these critical stinkers, and I blame Joseph Aloba for bringing himself to a level, stooping so low, with the view that these people will allow him to cover up. But forensics, whether it's a money account, whether it's phone, whether it's anything they're doing on this bloody green app, that they are doing nonsense, doing lapio-pio, going in there, using the public money to remove a pregnancy, going in there to go and drink Guinness and Gulda. I mean, the things that people do, you tend to want to look at it and actually think that with a bit of civility, we engage, we imbibe. And when we imbibe, and the sponsor to our imbibement would have actually been that we worked for our money. It will actually mean that we've crusade legally. It actually means we can get stipends. Pork York that is phoning peers for peers to water his account with money to buy ordinary shot of brandy in a nightclub. And is the president of the critical thinker. I rest my mic.
Man, I don't know where we are though, but I think I was hearing critical thinkers. Well, just like Aristocrat said, I don't know any critical thinker. If any of them belong there, then let them identify officially. Then we can address them directly. But if not, then we want to presume that there's nothing of such. Rather, they're only abusing that word, or as the case may be. So I think that's that. So now what we need to do is to let's check ourselves. Is there any way forward? Because a lot of people have their hope, just like we have in the religion system. Some people believe in juju. Some people believe in Ogun. Some people believe in Jesus. Some people believe in Allah. People believe in Obatala, Ogun, Shango, and, others. And so in this case, a lot of people believe, some still believe in Baba, anything Baba says. Baba say, no more justice. Some people are very, very okay with it. They do not care. They just, okay, thank you, we agree. Then we all go back home like that. While some people, they believe in, some people believe in African TV, if I can say. Some people believe in African TV. Anything African TV says, if African TV says, oh yeah, off your TikTok, delete your TikTok and never come back, they will do so. And some people believe in Yomi. Yomi says, Udara. He says, Ekule. And while some people believe in, which other comrades do you have in this justice? So just like that. But
Pierce Foundation.
Some people believe in Pierce Foundation. If Pierce Foundation say,
Olori Ebi Foundation.
Olori Ebi is not a comrade. It's only
a IT Guy Foundation.
Don't discount Olori Ebi. They are our biggest donors.
No. You might be donating.
The benevolence of their factory of printing money on social media is actually going Yomi to probably buy another land. And probably saving enough money to buy his Range Rover in the end.
Honestly, see,
because if you put common sense into the process, and you don't engage with Olori Ebi's platform, and you believe that people should stop contributing money, they will carry on contributing money. So what are we going to achieve? That's one of the major problems, is that people do this donation blindly, and they are willing to carry on doing it. Actually, they're even doing it to rub dirt in our eyes.
And do you
Do you
know what?
understand?
Do you know what got me angry?
There's a sense of defiance in the way these people pull themselves together, and they go to other platforms, listen in on what this grown tells you, and then counters it, and then just do something contrary to it, just to say, let's pain them, let's pepper them. Just like when they decided that they're going to put money together to get Yomi a public lawyer. You know, if Yomi is a foundation and has a foundation that doesn't even have lawyers, come on. If Yomi is collected, the amount of money is collected from the public. Even if you put a public lawyer on the bench, at least you give him stipend for actually being idle on the bench, doing nothing. But then you should be in a position to be able to bring one of the biggest sons in Nigeria to the case, to say that, okay, this your platform is really doing it. You understand? And then you will end up in some other situation where you're trusting people to give you nothing. A guy who has nothing to deliver, we're trusting him to give us something. A guy who has used his hand to, well, maybe lie to us or all sort of fabrications that is actually delivered to us, has nothing to offer. Well, has he run away for the second time? He doesn't even have to run away. Maybe this time around, no one is threatening him, and he's gone on holiday, rightfully so, because he's put a lot of effort in shaking the table of the seats. Shaking the table of no delivery. Delivering pizza, empty boxes of pizza with no pizza in it. You know, going to a Chinese restaurant, they deliver you with rice and chicken that is not cooked. That has not been cooked. And then they want to charge you full money for it. If not double the money. And these are shady things that actually happens in the course of, someone giving you a step-by-step a movement itinerary of all these bits and pieces just to set up the next collection. And when people refuse to donate money this time around to this Break the Silence movement and all that kind of stuff, he disappeared. He tried on various platforms, Olori Ebi, it was attacked everywhere. This guy was attacked everywhere, no more donation. And he got upset. When he composes himself and puts himself together, we don't know which proper excuse he's going to give us. They want to buy my son, or they want to kidnap my son. And these are the kind of things we've dealt with in the course of 18, 19 months. People come and go. African TV is come and gone. Yomi is come and gone. Olori Ebi is still there, lying to himself, getting his 10% on every time money is donated on his platform, not allowing money to be donated directly to people.
I heard another set of foundation is preparing to come up again. So
foundation don't become water now.
Yes,
foundation is now pure water. It don't become just like petition. It was petition some times ago. Donation became water. And then now NGO becomes water.
Money now water. Money now water.
On this movement, it is. African television did there. African television, African TV, you need to come up. We're going to keep talking about you, just like you, everybody will keep talking about me. And I don't give a hoot, if you know what I mean. I just don't give a rascal.
Every NGO is becoming a justice fighter, and they never delivered.
See, the
ones that came before now delivered nothing, zero. And we sing their praises. We praise them for all their speeches. We praise them for their oratory. We praise them for enlightening us with magnified voice, as in like amplified voice. And out of the amplification, there is still no substance to every oratory that these people put together. We love their voice, we love their submission, we love their speeches, we love all their big ideas, but nothing to deliver. Zero up till now.
See, the IT guy, see what got me angry is that this whole justice started on a very good note.
African television wants to come up, Kunle.
Okay. Now, the justice for Mohbad started on a good note, and we had a couple of people who genuinely came on board, and they were actually trying to do their bits, contribute whatever they can, get legal team, get assistance, this and that. That was when also we had how can I put it, the Bankole and Smith that were actually supposed to participate fully in the inquest, in the process, but unfortunately they could not go through. But don't forget that there was a very serious frustration on different platforms against Bankole and Smith. Even those that do not know them, or do not even know their chambers, or do not even know their names, or can spell their names, or have even seen them before, or even heard of any of the case files that they've handled before, they backlash them, they call them all sort of names and this and that. But something came to me as a news a few days ago when they said some certain persons needed public lawyer, and these same platforms that blacklisted and backlashed Bankole and Smith as a public lawyer are the ones trying to shop for a public lawyer for an insane reason. Because how can you be that kind of hypocrite? You say there's no need for public lawyer. Public lawyer for what? But that was their words then. Which kind of useless public lawyer? This and that. But now, it's not surprising that you are the one now campaigning to get a public lawyer. Is it that you have changed your notion all of a sudden?
Good afternoon. Yeah. Good afternoon, IT guy. Susie, my darling, how are you? Let me tell you. First thing, IT guy, AFTV no dey go anywhere. AFTV they can't pay. Yoruba say agbo tó tàdí sẹ́yìn, ó lọ má gbára wa, kò sá lọ. AFTV ò sá lọ. Our latest project is to flush out the Nigerian police mafia ring that is being used to intimidate, to harass, to distract justice for Mohbad. That is a 250 million naira lawsuit that will be started. The hearing will start on May 22nd. So hold on, my children, they make noise. Hold on.
Did I just hear 200?
I did hear. Wait. I did hear. So just that comment say people come and go. We know they go anywhere. They work on the ground. The next thing we're working on is making sure that all those people in the house are properly, legally petitioned and investigated. So I be like, would they go anywhere? They go court this month. I did Nigeria for how many months now? 7, 8 months. I never feel go back to my base. I be like, would they go anywhere? When I tell you, say, justice for Mohbad, it has become a lifestyle. We are going to live this life either on TikTok, Facebook, real life, courthouse, courtroom. Some go jail. Maybe me go jail, I don't know. But some go jail on justice for Mohbad. So nobody they wrong go anywhere. Now, this public lawyer factor, you said it earlier on Kunle that this, if African TV say go, some people will go. If this person say go, so everybody is factionized. Everybody get their own division. And the Bible says it is okay. Apostle Paul said it is okay to have division, because by having division, you'll be able to know who's telling the truth and you'll be able to check each other. So me no get problem who they with bingo and who they with Josie or Kangaroo. Be anywhere you want to be as long as you're fighting for justice. And if we find out that you're not fighting for justice, now we go still fish you out, we go flush you out, and we go talk about you. You know, I want to apologize to some people that for at least 3 months, they kept me silent. I was hearing voices. Don't talk about Yomi. Talk about Yomi. Don't talk about this. Talk about that. Don't go every platform. Go this platform. I'm sorry. I apologize to Mohbad that I've been a little bit silent. But even the spirit of Mohbad knows that Agbo Tota is saying Olomagbara Wani. I had to listen to all the voices while I'm filing legal battles. You know, AFTV no good, AFTV no good. AFTV beat Joseph Aloba for court. AFTV no good, AFTV no good. AFTV arrest Yomi. Yomi is on bail officially as we speak. I'm not saying it to be boastful. You know, AFTV no good, AFTV no good. AFTV, they do their own thing. AFTV no come meet you say donate.
Wait, hold on, please. I didn't get the last part. You say AFTV arrested Yomi.
My brother, I be radio, I know the rewind. Screen record, people heard me.
There is no need of rewinding African TV. Move on.
So back to what I'm saying. AFTV bad, AFTV bad. None of you can say AFTV put up any account number. Yes, a few good men and sisters who understood the pain have been able to say, bro, somebody sent me 50K when 3 days ago. You know, I think 2 people sent money on the issue of Bamiche. They were congratulating AFTV. I didn't ask for it. There was no donation. They felt like, man, you really did this and you did it codedly. So we're working. It's all the noise that is distracting us. You know, when they spend millions, they run around to defend stupid petition where they bring up, you know, to gag us, to gag me from speaking. And they succeeded in gagging me to some extent, but I'm back up. You know, I've put my own legal checkmates in place. You know, I don't check them. I don't arrest who. They don't bail who, you know. So we're doing our thing. So AFTV no go anywhere, my brother IT. You're still my number one brother. So tell them, say your brother they alive. Your brother they gallant. You know, I gallant gone even more than before. Because now we know who the enemies are. We know the madam demons. We won't take glory for where they did not walk. We know them go do t-shirt, then go create foundation. Everybody clap for AFTV. Now me be the father of foundation. Now me bring foundation to justice for Mohbad. Because of me, one fellow for Igba Foundation. Because of me, one colleague.
African TV. Know. Stop right there, sir.
I'm not priding myself, my sister. I'm not. No. Susie, let me correct that. Susie, let me correct that. There is a proverb that says the lizard, Abinagama lizard that fell from the Roko tree, says if nobody praises him, he will nod his head. I'm nodding my head because it has come to a point where even me begin to realize some of the things that I did naturally without even effort, effortlessly, just being me. You know, una dey create foundation, I want hijack foundation, I want comot African TV from Bamiche case where we don't slam dunk. We don't play the game.
African TV, the sky is big for flights to fly everywhere, to airplane to fly in the air.
Susan, you're talking? Susan, sorry, let me correct that. You're talking from a place of common sense. You're talking from a place of open mind. You said the sky is big. If the sky is so big, Delta Flight 901 can fly. Continental can fly. Why Delta can't enter continental airspace? Why then they enter my airspace when they know say the sky is big? Why then they won't take my flight number, my journey? They take glory. They pride themselves. Say, oh, your first outing, your first foundation, you have done this. What did you do? Did you feed the Bamiches when they needed money?
It's okay, African TV. Can you move on for that stuff?
Mama, there we day now.
African TV, let me quickly ask you a question, please.
Move on from that one.
Let me ask you a question. I understand that there are very many factions in this process, and some of them, or maybe a few of them, might mean well, while some other persons might have their personal interests, of which I'm not interested in. Now, the whole thing still centers to the fact that we are looking for justice, and there's no way we're looking for justice without looking at the events and the witnesses and those involved. I want to ask you a direct question now. Do you think Wunmi is guilty of any crime at all?
That question is an entrapment. I don't know who is guilty. I don't know who is innocent. Every motherfucker around Mohbad is a suspect. And until we shake the boxes, we dust it, you, me, nobody can vouch for anybody. The investigation is not done. We don't have the killers or killers yet. So you asking me if I think, that's like asking me if I have an AO. Everybody's got an AO. Everybody's a suspect. So that's it.
Kule, can I answer that question? And I will answer it in my own way.
All right.
You see, when you said you think Wunmi is guilty, the way it's looking now, I'm going to answer it in another form, and I'm going to throw a question back at you. Kule, do you think the current regime of Nigerian police force, okay, and the Lagos State government authority, do you think they are protecting somebody that has hand in the death of Mohbad?
Okay. Well, I might not have a direct answer to that, but something is certain that the authorities are not doing their job the way they should. That's certain.
So it's a no that you don't think, based on their actions, based on their attitude on this case, you don't think the authority is protecting somebody.
Well,
Now, don't you think, okay, now you said Wunmi, don't you think Wunmi or somebody is being protected in this case?
like I said,
Yeah? Why?
D, can you mute?
What's happened?
All right. So, like I said, one thing I strongly believe in this case is that the authorities have not really done a thorough job. And like I said earlier, before we escalated the whole thing, I said that I would not be blaming the family members for the situation that we are in now. I would not blame Baba. I will not blame Wunmi. I will not blame anybody, because it is not their duty to grant justice to the people. It is not Baba's job to make sure that police do their job. It is not Baba's job to make sure that they look critically into all the forensics and this and that. It is not his job. It is not his duty. So it is the duty of the system to make sure that there is law and order. And there's no way you can have law and order if you don't have these executions. If you make injustice prevail, there will never be law and order. So when there is a crime, there must be a thorough investigation so that you can just bring all these criminals to book. But if that is not done, I will not say Baba he did not report this crime well. Wunmi, the law should take all of them that are guilty and prosecute them. We have seen cases where a particular father of a child murdered his child. We have seen cases where a child murdered the father. So the law is very straight, it's very sacrosanct, and it's very germane, if I can use those words. You understand? But we need to understand that we should not blame the family for these crimes. And at the end of the day, when the Lagos State gave their report, or the police gave their reports after Mohbad was buried, they did not give reports based on the report they got from the family. They gave reports based on what they saw online, that one particular guy has died and they really need to look into it. And that was why they exhumed the body. So if they have exhumed the body, and at the end of the day they are saying the autopsy will come out inconclusive. See, looking, if the government pathologist first look at the body, he will be able to tell that, okay, we can establish, a forensic on this. And if the body has decayed and there's nothing to even work on at all, the pathologist must have advised that, I don't think this thing will result to anything. So it's better we just probably look elsewhere, this and that. And why till today has, for forensic not been done? At least when you do for forensic, you get to know, these people, conspired, call each other, perpetrated the whole thing together. You get them. But if these things are not done, it is not the duty of the family to look for justice for their, deceased. No, it is
So,
the duty of the government.
Kule, I totally agree with you on that aspect of duty of not the family. Yeah, the family has no any duty to prosecute or to bring any evidence on Mohbad's case. It's the duty of the authority. Now, everybody on the panelists, because I'm going to prepare myself for the future. I know why I stepped down from the stage, because the noise is too much, and that's why I quietly stepped down. But I'm watching and gathering my evidence. Now, all of us, 5 of us or 6 of us here, are you people going to, is anybody here that is going to agree to the government judge, on Mohbad's case, on their final verdict? Because they have the wrong people charged to the court. Are you people going to accept their final judgment on Mohbad's case?
Good afternoon, African TV. I'm glad to hear that, you haven't defected and run away just like Yomi. But let's take Yomi's name out of the picture for now. Are we going to accept the verdict? Now, look, justice has been delayed already. And despite the delay of Bameshe's case, justice itself was served. So the assertion that justice delayed is justice not served, or whatever the case may be, when we kind of lay our utterances and our rhetorics, behind justice, and let's kind of understand that as far as the inquest is concerned, there's no process in any jurisdiction in entire world where there is a timeline on where the jury or the judicial process needs to be pushed to serve justice. We've had cases in England that have taken 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, wherever the case may be. So let's not be in too much a hurry, and let's not actually see this as a delay. Now, for me, the process itself is rogued, and I've maintained this since the inception. We will get a verdict. Now, you see, when we get a verdict, it's a verdict. It's just sort of like the inquest is not there to sort of like serve us justice. It's just part of the process. But this one is we want to find what by Mohbad. And then what we're looking at is actually the cause of death. So cause of death does its own thing. Magistrate do their recommendation, and then they say, these are the codes narrated from Prime Boy to Samilarity, Naira Marley, and the rest of them. Now, back to your question, Susie. What we get is that justice. Now, we in our country, regardless of where we're seated right now, whether I'm in the UK, you in America, African television is in Nigeria. As far as I'm concerned, we are just citizen, far-reaching, and then we engage globally. And these issues is what disturbs us, because these are shenanigans going on in within our jurisdiction. Now, because of the way things have been handled, it's not how long it takes. It's the verdict. How long it takes is a verdict that actually cushion to support us, to kind of say that if they give a verdict and it's only 2 people that are culpable, well, we've got petitions, we've got all these people lined up,
Instead, people are exonerated even before the final verdict of the inquest. We've got 3 people exonerated, pardoned, or whatever the case may be. So if those 3 people are pardoned, now, as far as we're concerned, everybody that gave a statement to the police are also more like in the clear if at the end of the day it's only 2 people that we have. Now, if it's only 2 people we have, then it actually means that we all have to accept there is a nurse, the nurse's mistake that actually killed the guy. So what they're trying to say to us is, the guy, obviously, we all need to be careful now when we're giving recommendations or commendations where applicable in our lives, on day-to-day lives. Like, for instance, I had a friend of mine who reached out to me and said, oh, you in IT and all that kind of stuff. I want to buy laptops in bulk. Do you know anyone? Do you know how I'm going to do it and all that? I engage with people, but I know what I'm going to say to him. My own disclaimer is if I say to you that you can buy in bulk from Amazon, I'm 100% certain that they will give you warranty. I'm 100% certain that they will allow you to return a product that is dodgy. They will give you a year's warranty and all this kind of stuff. So it will be me giving a recommendation that I believe in. So we end up in a situation where recommendation that is now going out is now saying everybody is okay. Only these 2 people. But we don't have anything to reverse to, simply because have we been shallow? Have we been misguided? Have we been what else can we do? Have we more like just sat there and just allow us carelessly not to focus on issues? Do we have the right lawyers in place? Are we trusting Baba's lawyer? Are we trusting the public lawyers? Are we trusting the government lawyers? We have trusted this government. We've tried everything. We've done nothing. We haven't challenged this government. Yomi has come and made his noise. There are no credible challenges in that process. It's just sort of like noise. When you look at a barrel and someone is inside it, and he's just screaming and shouting, it's just a tiny little maggot in a barrel trying to make noise, and we're thinking we can't hear you, and he's saying, yeah, give me the megaphone, we give you a megaphone, we still can't hear you, because there isn't anything that we have placed with all the signs and all the people that we trust that can do petition, who can sign petition. And then, yes, recommendation is done, DPP, and then it goes in there, oh, these 2 people are summoned to a higher court, and we're going to try them for whatever the case may be. They're going to throw the book at them. And now, are we now going to do what we did before, to go and bail the nurse and spending this time around as we did originally? Criminals have been locked up. And this is us in this process that actually allow Prime Boy to be exonerated, because it would have been left for him and his family to bail him out. But because of us trying to get the accolade, trying to get a trophy, we got something out of spending. We got something out of Prime Boy. And then we collected money and went in there to go and bail criminals out of jail. We bailed these people out with the view that they will tell us something. They will tell us something. So what do we have left? What do we have left?
Question, IT guy. Let me ask you a question. Now, let's assume after the whole thing, spending is giving 5 years, nurse is giving 5 years for something based on the government. And I said, okay, I come out and I say, Susie say, oh, based on the way government have handled this case, I have evidence on the government that they actually sentenced the wrong people on this case based on my evidence. And I want to appeal the government judgment on Mohbad case. Are you going to stand by me?
Let me talk, Susan.
No, let me finish that conversation.
Wait,
Sorry,
African
African
to
TV.
finish.
I will stand by. You say they as it stands at the moment. The inquest is obviously got a position where representation is no longer allowed, but any valid information will still be welcome. But remember, we are not trying anybody. Nobody is actually of a criminal standing right now that are trying to defend themselves. We're just trying to find the cause of whatever the case may be. But I'm sure if there is any useful evidence, it's the cause. If you find an evidence that can actually kind of lead the process to that position, but then if you want to do it at this juncture, given our jurisdiction, are you sure you want to risk your life to come up with something without people actually supporting you?
African TV, I think
you will have to have people to support you to be able to do that. And then who's going to support you? Yeah.
I think you got my question wrong. You see,
okay.
I'm going to let the government...
No, hold on, African TV. I want to get that.
I'm going to let the government play into our hands, okay? I'm not going to come up with anything now. If I have, okay, let the inquest end their finding and let the trial, the trial is already beginning already. The next trial date is in July or so. Now, I'm going to let them, finish their case. And I think what we need to do, if you truly want to fight this fight, continue. In 2 years, in 3 years, we should follow the trial up and gather our evidence from what everybody, the nurse and the spending is saying. If I'm going to appeal Mohbad's case, it's not at this stage. It's going to be at the end of the trial. So let's leave the government to play into our hands and pass their judgment, and we collect our evidence from everything that has happened from day one to today. And that's what we are going to use in appealing the case. Not now. I'm not going to come in. I'm not going to say a word, but I am going to keep watching. That's what I said.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you I'm with you on that, because whatever the case may be, you see, these people spending.
I want to drop. Let me just.
Yeah.
Let me add this.
Let me just give you just this one line. Spending and the nurse may actually have a trump card, and this time may not be the best time to do it. But when they are faced in a higher court and they know they're going down, perhaps they will open new cans of worms. We don't know.
Okay. I am on the government.
All right. Susan, please, give me 1 minute. What's going on here? Thank you. Now, you guys have two serious issues on the table. The first one from Kunle, who said something about not blaming the family. I want to put 1 minute on that, and I'll put 2 minutes on Susan's question. Kunle, the notion that people should not blame the family, please remove it from your mind. I don't comprehend where you're coming from, but if you look at it holistically and truthfully, without bias, the family has every blame. The weight of the blame of where we are rests completely with the family. Without the family, you wouldn't even be here. You probably wouldn't have a platform. Without the guessing and trying to do all this investigation, the family knows what happened to their child, their husband, their brother, their son. The family knows, and the family in all areas has failed to be transparent with the truth. So your notion that don't blame the family, let's throw that away. Now, Susie's question, would we support you? Me, I will not support you as much as I love you. I will not support you, and I'll tell you why. You live in America. And I'm going to say this based on American law. I don't know how it works in Nigeria, but you just gave me something to ask my lawyers. The point here is you are waiting for the government to make a mistake. You are waiting for the government to convict the wrong people. You are waiting for more innocent people to have sleepless nights and headache, only for you to now come at the end of the trial to bring any evidence that could set us on the right path right now. I don't agree with that philosophy. I will not support that school of thought. What I will support you, Susan, your current investigation, and anybody, meaning Susan, no, I'm using Susan because she raised the topic. Anybody out there, lifestyle, spending, whatever you are, wherever you are, any evidence that can be used to solve this matter. We have asked to give you 50 million. Lenchi has raised 15 million to at least support whoever brings the evidence. We don't need to wait for the government to make a mistake. It does not benefit Mohbad. It does not benefit you and everybody that is fighting for justice. We need evidence. We need it now. And we can take it and control it and manage it in a way that it will be used, it will get into the court, and we would stand as a public and defend our evidence at trial. But when the trial is all done and gone, you now begin to say the trial was in an error. Do you want them to convict two people for the same crime? So anything worth doing is worth doing well.
African TV, in the
Yes.
justice system of Nigeria, do
Yes.
they normally appeal case? Yes or no? Can the
You
case
say
be
what?
appealed?
Sorry, repeat that again.
In the justice system of Nigeria, can the case be appealed based on a wrong judgment?
Cases can be appealed all day. And let me tell you, for as many lifetime I've spent in the judicial system, some cases will be dismissed at appeal because that evidence was not produced at the time of trial. Go and check with lawyers.
Okay.
If
now,
you have evidence that could be, wait, sister, me wait. Go and check with lawyers, and maybe any lawyer in the house can come up. You can have a good case, a good appeal, and the judge will rule this evidence was not available, was not presented at the trial. So based on the existing evidence, the ruling stands. Now, if you, like what you're saying now, if they record you and you end up bringing anything after the trial, it could be used against you, withholding evidence.
no, it
So,
cannot. Number
okay.
one, I am a public. I am a public, a volunteer public, a concerned citizen that is concerned for a following citizen to get justice, okay? And this case as a whole is the government that have this case, okay? Now, I am part of the government, okay? The government have not done the right thing now. So I have every right to say the verdict from the government. I disagree as a public. I disagree with their verdict, and I disagree with their investigation, okay? In the course of investigations, while the investigations was going on, there's a lot of public evidence out there, and the government is aware of it. They never jump into it, swing into actions, use the evidence outside there to work on the case. They ignore every evidence. So in this current situation, I'm sorry, whatever evidence I have, I will not give it to the Nigerian authority if I have evidence in my position. And the reason why because they are not going to work with it. So I am going to leave them to play into my hand or to play into the public hand and pass their wrong verdicts and charge the wrong people on Mohbad's case. So if you are saying, oh, I tender any evidence before or after the trial, they can use it against me. They cannot. I'm not part of their investigation.